So guys, this came last night. Yeah, it was my birthday yesterday, and this came up just at the right time. So yeah, I bought this. I got it for almost free for you guys in the States, but it is very, very big. I don't know how big it is yet. I'm gonna put a bit of paint strip on here and see if I can find out what size this is. But yeah, my friend up in Johannesburg, which is 14 hours away from me, he recently bought another big anvil like this, but the heel is missing, and he's got the horn. So he is giving me that anvil. It's also of similar size, according to the measurements. And yeah, he's giving that to me in exchange for me doing some repair work on a few of his other anvils on the edges and stuff like that. So I'm excited for that. The idea is, let's just see if I can do this. That's the idea. So on his one, I will cut the horn off of his one over there where the horn meets the body. I'll bevel it and I will weld it onto this one. He sent me measurements. I'll put this in inches and below the screen for you guys in America. But yeah, this is 520 mils. Then there's still at least another, okay, let's have a look here. So mine is broken off over there. Okay, so I've got some face that's actually missing on mine. So if you look at the pictures of the ones that he sent, which I'll also attach in this video, I've got at least another 100 mils, so which will make it 620 at least, just judging by the pictures, which are not too clear, of face, and then the horn. So this anvil, when I've welded the horn on, is going to be between 970 and 1 meter long, judging by the horn that he's currently got. Now I will just try and balance. There you go. So that's a 1 meter long ruler. Let's put something there that you guys can compare size to. That's all I had lying around that I could do a size comparison. But yeah, that's a normal small flapper disc that fits on a grinder. So you can see that this is quite a big anvil. I'm gonna put paint strip on here and see what the numbers say. I'm hoping that there are numbers, but you can see the face is really nice. It's not beat up, the edges are good, the hardy hole is good. It's a 42 millimeter hardy hole. I'll put that as well, whatever that is in inches. I mean, it's actually in remarkable condition, except for the missing horn. Small angle grinder disc. That's how big it is. It's a 170 mil face. Let's just do this. Sorry guys, jittery as usual. There you go. 170 mil. There you go. Compared to my hand, there you go. I don't have very small hands, but I also don't have very big hands. So, but yeah, it's a very, very nice anvil that I'm very, very happy with it. And I cannot wait to fix this. This will just go into my collection. I will not sell this. Yeah, it's way too cool. And it came at the exact perfect time. So I just can never sell that. And I didn't pay much for that at all. This is my dad's anvil. This is a 210 kg. It's a Brooks, pre-war Brooks. So it's also nice. And I thought that this was a big anvil until we put the red one next to it and figured out that that is pretty small. My friend that has the other anvil with the horn on it, he has bought an anvil here in my small little town, and that is going to come later, so I'll just include that in this video. basically the plan is that either one of us is going to have to do a trip up or down, or we're going to just get a transporter so that he can bring my parts anvil for this down, as well as the few anvils that he wants me to do repair work on, and then he can fetch his anvil and go back up. But yeah, like I said, 14-hour drive, so one of us is going to have to do that, and I have a full-time job so I don't think it's going to be me, but yeah, very, very stoked about this. I'll just time-lapse putting paint strip on, and then I'll leave it for a little bit, and then we'll come here with a wire wheel on a drilling machine, and then we'll just see. I'll give you guys I'll bring the camera nice and close, so that we can, and I'll get better lighting so that we can see the numbers as they appear. It'll be quite cool. So we're starting to get a weight stamp. I want to just put a different wire brush on there. What do you guys think the weight's going to be? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so 0, 16. Let's see. What do you guys rate the first number is going to be? I'll take a guess. I think it's going to be a, let's see, definitely a 5. Definitely 500 weights. Let's see. It's got exciting. Yeah. 5. So there you have it, 5016. Oh my word, this is big. Cool, I'm going to take you to the other side. I want to see if we can find a maker's mark. So you guys will have noticed that I've started to use the big angle grinders when I wire wheel stuff, and that's only because it spins slightly slower because it has a larger disc. Obviously that when this is on, that's obviously spinning at about 14,000, but the motor on this only spins at, oh, I did look at it, man, I did check this out. Anyway, I can't remember where I saw it. Anyway, it's like 6,000 something. And that just obviously slows it down because these bristles really mess me up. So that's the reason why I use the big grinder, just because it spins slightly slower, so I don't get shocked with the bristles as much. Still not much. Actually need to lie this down on its side so that I can use the weight of the grinder. My word. But the problem is that this thing weighs a freaking ton. 261 kgs. According to the weight step. What to do? Leave it outside, I guess. Okay, so I'm starting to get some markings here. So I want you guys to be a part of this. Let me just get it out the way here. So far we've got a K, a letter K. So it looks like that's all we've got. This letters NK. I don't recognize that maker, but I will surely find out more about them. This paint is super thick on here. The paint stripper obviously only got to the first layer or two, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into the dip, and then I'm just going to electrolysis dip this for a few days, and then I'll come back with a wire wheel, because that'll get all this rust. I mean, there's not much rust here, but there's a little bit of rust. So yeah, what that'll do is it'll obviously melt the rust out from inside, and then obviously all the paint will basically just peel right off. So I think I'm going to do that. We know the weight, we know the maker, so now I think I'm going to electrolysis it, and yeah, this will be just a reveal video, and then I'll make another video about the electrolysis, well, cleaning after the electrolysis, you know. That'll just be a quick little time-lapse video. That's normal standard procedure stuff. Okay, so you can see here my water level has gone down a bit. It happens over time. Obviously water does evaporate. So yeah, basically what happens is the soda ash that's in here obviously doesn't evaporate, but the water does subside. So what I do is I normally just top it up. Yeah, this will come through now. Next video obviously will show the electrolysis and everything like that. But this is it for now, I think. Yeah, we know the weight and we know the maker. Alright, so this has been in the dip for 2 days. Yeah, it was over a long weekend, so it's been in the dip submerged for probably about 4 or 5 days, but it's only been on for 2 days. But you can see I just lifted it up so that I can get some of the rust loose at the bottom. Normally when it stands on the base, it doesn't really loosen that rust up underneath, so I want that to be quite loose. But you can see how the electrolysis sort of bubbles the paint. You could see in the previous video how I was battling to remove this paint using the big grinder, even after using paint stripper. Now you can see how easily it just peels off. And that's just because obviously if there's any rust on the anvil, the electrolysis will pull that rust off. The paint is attached to the rust, so the paint just obviously bubbles off as well. If there is any clean steel that the paint is on, then we'll have to work that a little bit. But generally this works great for removing old paint and stuff like that. I mean, you can see it's just peeling right off with my finger. So yeah, I'll probably leave this just for a few hours. It doesn't matter too much about having it absolutely perfect underneath, but I'd like it to be better than the previous anvils have been. And then I'll probably pull this out a little bit later on today and then just hit it with a wire wheel and be done with it. You can see that my electrodes are a little bit tarnished. This one over here completely broke in half underneath, and that one over there is also pretty thin, so I think that this will be their last dip and then I'll just replace those. So yeah, they don't last forever, but I find that it works fairly well, and I get this stuff for free, so it's fine. Okay, while we're out here with good light, there it is. Paint came off really nicely, not too difficult. There are weight stamps, 5016. There are no serial numbers that I could find underneath the heel or underneath where the horn was. Sorry guys, that was clean, it's now dirty again. And there's no other maker's marks besides that NK. That's it. That's all we have to go on. So I have not found anything yet regarding NK, but hopefully you guys can help me out and give me some information here. What's that? There you go. Looks better. So that's all I'm doing for now. I need to now wait until I get the parts anvil from my friend, so I can obviously cut the horn off and prep that whole lot. So that's how it's going to stay. I haven't put rust converter on it because when I do weld the horn on, I have to heat the whole thing up. So I haven't rust converted it. I haven't linseed oiled it. The rust is off. If I see it starting to flash rust, I might throw some rust converter on it just to stop that flash rusting. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to do anything with it. I'm just going to put it next door where it's nice and dry, and that's all I'm going to do with that. Yeah, actually the reason why I bought this anvil, I saw it on Facebook Marketplace and I thought, oh, oh my word, there's an anvil, it's missing a horn, it's got a heel. Why don't I buy this and cut the heel off and weld it on this one? Well, it was only when the guy sent me dimensions I realized that it's not going to work out that way. This is a fairly big anvil, but that, I'll do you guys a favor. I'll put this little anvil on that one, and then you guys can see the difference in size. So basically, that's why it wouldn't work. I'm going to flip this upside down now, and you can see the difference in size on the face. But you can already see there, the bottom anvil is much bigger than the top one. I lifted the top one up by myself. The bottom one I can barely move by myself. So if I had to cut the horn off this one and weld it on the big one, you would see where the horn meets. I've actually got the horn over too far. The proportions don't quite make sense. And if I had to cut the heel off the big one and weld it to the small one, you'd see that that also doesn't really work. The proportions just are way off. And not to mention the width. It's about, that there is, I would say, 15 odd, and it's about 20. So yeah, a little bit wider than the top anvil. So that's why that wouldn't work. So I'm going to just carry on slogging away at making the heel on that one. I am videoing that. I'm not posting as much about it because I'm actually trying to do a longer video, not just some shorts. And then this one over here is just going to sort of go and sit and look pretty for now. There you have it. It's home for now. It's going to look pretty for now. And at least now, every time I come into my workshop, I will have to think about how to fix it. Yeah, I know. Kyle, you've got quite a lot of anvils that need to be fixed. I know that, but I can't help myself. This one over here, I'm probably going to end up doing a bit of a resto mod on it. I want to make myself a double horn. That's obviously a German double horn anvil. I'm going to make myself that's a Peter Wright, so I'm going to make a double horn Peter Wright with it. Seeing as I have to make up the edge of the heel anyway. And then basically I'll just fill all of that, grind this down so it's just a horn, and then have a double horn anvil, which I've always wanted. This one's not mine, it belongs to a friend of mine. I just fetched it for him. So that's the plan on that one for in the future at some stage. This one will be either this one or this one's going to be next up after I've done this heelless Joseph Wilkinson, I think. This one is a pretty easy repair. It's a 2.5 hundredweight Brooks. Got some damage on the horn, need to cut that plate off and then do the face. But yeah, that's not too difficult to do. So I'm not keeping that. That's nothing special. So I'll probably just fix that and sell it. I will be keeping that one, and I will be keeping that one. But first up is the heelless Joseph Wilkinson. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying these videos, feel free to like or subscribe. I don't expect you to subscribe, like I said before. I don't have very regular videos coming out. A lot of it is just me puttering around in the workshop, trying to do things that I enjoy. So but if you do enjoy seeing this stuff, feel free to subscribe, just so you don't miss me on any of my little adventures. But yeah, that's the anvils, guys. There you have it. Let me just swing around and show you sort of where we are at. There's the Joseph Wilkinson. There's the new heel. Next up, I've got a video me drilling out the hardy hole and the Pritchell hole. So yeah, that's where we are. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. As always, yeah, please comment on how I can make these videos any better. If you guys expect anything in the videos, if you want music, if you don't want music, if you want the videos to be longer or shorter. I know I can't please everybody, but at least tell me how I can better the content that you guys are watching. Thanks so much. Cheers.